why is there so much sugar in everything? I was always a fat kid. All I wanted was to be skinny. And nobody knows this part of my story.
Day 1, dead.
It felt like a punishment. Like I did not enjoy it as the key that was missing all along.
Realistic or moderate goals will only take you to a certain level.
133 kilos. And something inside me died that day. Too far gone to ever be healthy again.
We never had cokes or sodas in our house.
That 20-minute walk felt so long.
Number 1 goal, moving your body.
Being as young and not being able to.
Yeah.
Movement is a privilege. One part of my fitness journey story that I probably have never mentioned, heartbreak. Life was giving me such hard things. I'm like, fuck you. I'm gonna go harder. Female rage.
When I started doing Pilates, my body was like shaking.
I never told anyone that I'm on a weight loss journey. If I get better and if the outcome is there, it will be for the world to see.
One weekend I'm like, I can't do this. But then now my formation is
Hey.
Guys, this is the most requested episode ever.
It
on
really
Guru's
is.
stories and Insta.
Yeah.
Right? And
It
that's
really
why we are
is.
doing it. We had a lot of questions, and when we asked you guys what we should talk about,
On the podcast, most of you were like, talk about your fitness journey, your relationship with fitness, your self-development, acceptance, yada, yada, yada. So that's exactly what we're doing today.
we'll talk about self-love, self-development, personal confidence in another episode. But
Okay.
this one would be like a mix of everything.
Sure.
But I think we should talk about that in another one. Like, it's also very good.
Actually, there's so much more to talk about in that.
Yeah, right.
You're right
So
about that.
let's do. So tell me, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I've been feeling happier lately, and everybody I meet has been telling me that, hey, you look happier. So that has been the one change. How about you? Okay, you start with the what's been your relationship with health and fitness, and how do you just view health and fitness, be it exercising or dieting or eating clean as a whole?
I love that thing. I was a person who has been brought up in a family who loves sweets. So
You
like
told me,
sweets
yeah.
is a part of my daily routine, was actually part of my daily routine. But now, since I'm living on my own and since I'm surrounded by such like-minded people, I have Avni, I have Sahas,
Yeah.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's into fitness so much
Yeah.
and into taking care of themselves that it
Yeah.
makes me
In turn,
also
wanna take
into
care.
that. I want to eat clean. I don't want to eat sugar. This is not. You posted a story yesterday.
Yeah.
Being adult is like, why is there so much sugar in everything?
Bro, I saw sugar-free soy sauce and I realized this sugar in soy sauce also, like
Everything has
everything
sugar.
is sugar.
Everything has sugar. So that's why
Yeah.
my father, he is the most nutritionist or nutrition man I've ever seen.
Interesting.
He lost about 25 kgs during COVID just through
Jeez.
diet.
So good.
Right? And then after that, I've started eating clean. I've started like looking at the labels
I do that
behind
a
the
lot as
after
well.
the like all of the packaging this
Right.
and that. But before they were like, okay,
Yeah.
let it come.
Like, yeah, whatever. But were you somebody who's like genetically have always had like a leaner physique or just
No, I was always
Yeah.
a chubby girl.
oh okay.
If I have my like a childhood pic, I'm so chubby. Like I'm so chubby. If you put me in one place, I won't move. I was that chubby, and then I was like this big cheeks. Now this reduced to so much extent,
So
but this
cute.
was so big cheeks, and then everybody would call me chubby, rasgulla, this and that. And I was like, okay, let me show you guys. I'll lose my weight. I'll lose the fat, but I have a baby.
You really have a
face.
baby face. You have the face जिसको देख के प्यार आता है. Like
Baby face. No, so nobody takes me seriously. I'm like, bro.
no, bro, I am scared of you and you know it.
Only you are scared of me.
You freaking whip me up like my mother has
I know.
never.
That's my love language. Whoever
I
I,
know,
love,
right?
that I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm very dominating of you. Did you do
Now
that?
I've realized, yeah. And I'm like,
Otherwise, I won't care. Okay.
fair.
You tell me, how was your relationship with all of this?
well, with fitness as a whole, geez, it's been a roller coaster ride. So if I take you back, because I think it's needed, I was always a fat kid. I actually, you know what? We should include pictures so they have more
Yeah,
reference. We
I was
will.
also thinking.
Editor, take a note. So we'll probably start with, as a kid, I have always been fat. I've always been a big chubby kid. Everybody again teasing you, all that, pulling your cheeks. It hurts. Nobody likes it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Simply. And then I was also bullied a lot in school for my weight and appearance and just being the big fat, girl in class. I did not even have, let alone a lot, like any guy friends in school, which is very different. The case, which is a very different case from now. But back in school, because I mean, they're also kids; they don't know better, right? So, I was bullied. People would pass very insensitive comments and shit like that. They wouldn't really care, and from relatives to people in school to even teachers, which is why I'm like, yeah, I think that really gave me this freaking ambition as well, just generally to be like, I'm gonna prove you guys wrong.
But that makes you just feel so much insecure
It
at a very,
does.
very young
At
age.
a very young age, which is why just yesterday I was writing this on a post. I'm like, while editing that, I posted transformation reel. While editing that, I cried so much. When I was recording it, I felt so badass. But while editing, I was like, I just low-key want to go back in time, hug that child. Because she was not she wasn't as strong, She couldn't really take it well. Now I do not freaking care. But she couldn't really take it as well.
But she was a child also.
She was
right?
a child.
She was
dude.
innocent.
Yeah, sometimes I really look back at my younger self and I just want to go and hug that kid.
I really feel like people should stop commenting on the skin tone, the fat, the height, everything. This needs to stop now.
It really does.
It's high time. These things doesn't matter, and it makes you so insecure as a
insecure,
child.
Baba. Yeah.
Then after that, you just all those years you just are proving.
Exactly.
Others.
It is so sad, low-key. Okay, we talk about this. You have so much strength, you have power, but where is it coming from? It was coming from a place of extreme sadness and insecurity. I was so insecure. I was so sad that I turned it into freaking anger or fuel or whatever you want to call it, right? Nevertheless, the school years are passing and I'm somewhat in I guess 8th, 9th standard. And this is again the age where, hormones start kicking in. Girls like boys, boys like girls. And I was not getting any sort of that attention. And I was rather, bullied worse, if I may. I was rather called worse names than ever and just made worse comments than ever. And I was just in that point, all I wanted was to be skinny. Anyways, life goes on. Kept gaining on the weight, tried a bunch of times. Whenever I used to feel really shitty, honestly, I would go to the gym, I would try losing that weight, but then it felt like a punishment. I did not enjoy it is the key that was missing all along. I did not like it. My family used to tell me to go hit the gym, my friends would tell me to hit the gym, and I hated them for telling me. I hated them for pointing it out, even though it was coming from a good place. I'm not talking about the people who make comments. I'm talking
Because
about
you were just telling yourself stories, no?
I was super. I genuinely had proper body image issues. So I was I was very. I don't know. It's hard to put into words. I low-key at a point I hated them or was pissed at them, my friends and family, for telling me. I'm like, can you just shut the fuck up? I'm okay. I'm good. But was I really? Not quite. Not quite. Health-wise, not quite. So, which is why I'm okay, that happened. Went on for a few years. Joined gym more times than I can count. Yeah, that happened. Never really lost the weight. It was actually before coming to Canada and I used to, I've had a very traumatic relationship with the weighing scale. I used to not weigh myself.
And I think these things are only understandable by the people who have been gone through the phases. Somebody
Most
like
definitely.
me, if 5 kilos are up, I would freak out. But if somebody's 20 kilos going up and down, I can't imagine.
So I have always had a very traumatic relationship with weighing scale. I have a bunch of, again, reasons why. So one has to be in school. There used to be this annual medical
Camp.
Medical camp bhi nahi, it used to be in the medical room. So basically there's this nurse sitting there and then there's the assistant sitting all the way across the room taking height measurement, weight measurement of all the kids and then fucking shouting across the room, this person, this weight, this height, and I'm and I would dread that day in school. So it's a fucking traumatic memory I have, because obviously when they shouted mine, there were whispers in the class, there were giggles in the class, and the boys were fucking boys and they were ruthless about it, and they would make comments and I have such a vivid memory of them pointing to the height and weight chart and it's in the obese category or this or that. Bro, when I tell you I've been,
That's so
It was bad. As a kid, as a little kid, I'm talking about. I'm not even saying that. And then I also had this. I'm not gonna say what relative. Some relatives who had this fun activity. Like it was just a fun thing for them to get together for family dinners. And after that, they would weigh each other. Like just people weighing them and comparing the weights. Oh, you're this much or you're that much. I'm like,
what kind of relatives are they?
we don't talk to them clearly. Now you know why.
I mean, like
Okay, yeah, we used to go
play
to
some
their
cards
house.
for fun.
It's so stupid. It's so.
It is stupid.
It is. It is beyond stupid.
And no
if I
one
may.
corrected them. Like, what are you doing, bro?
I mean, it's so stupid that I think. But yeah, I definitely came from a place that they also did not know better, but so like ignorant. I think more than half of the bullying that we call comes from a place of pure ignorance. Like they're so oblivious about the fact कि उनको कुछ गलत भी नहीं लग रहा. Do you get it? Like this is so like, yeah, whatever we said, like this person's of darker tone, we said whatever we said. I'm like, it's so like incorrect,
Yeah.
right? They don't even realize that it's incorrect in the first place. Anyway, so I've had a bunch of traumatic memories likewise of the weighing scale. Anyway, so traumatic relationship with the weighing scale. Now weighed myself in months and years to come. Once in between, even I did weigh myself at the gym. I didn't tell anyone because I was like, oops, that's an alarming number. It was 111 and I'm like, that's not the 111 I want. Those are not the angel numbers I'm looking for.
That was an angel number from the god, bro.
Bro, get your act
Yes.
together. I still did not. Imagine. Then once more, I think it was 115 and I stopped weighing myself. And it got so bad that just before coming to Canada, I did this medical test and it read 133 kilos. And something inside me died that day. Like I was genuinely like scared. I was like, I know this is not right. Like itna to mujhe pata, I don't know anything else. I know this much that this is not right. Like this is too far gone. And I did really feel at a point that now I think I'm too far gone to ever be healthy again.
Oh.
Because bro, somebody like 133 kilos, like I really thought that I think I'm just too far gone to be ever healthy again, let alone losing weight, lifting weights, whatever, right? It was very real. Anyways, came to Canada. In here, as you know, how active the life and how
I
fast
am
paced.
very happy to be here because
I
of
am
an
as well.
active lifestyle.
I am
I'm
as
so
well.
happy to be here. You walk everywhere.
Yeah.
People are so active. People run in, like, even if it's snowing or even if it's raining, people are running in shorts.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That is a little sick.
I aspire
but yeah.
to be you, but not yet.
Loki, yes, I did go.
I will be with you, running with you, not yet.
Cute. I think I'm good with the treadmill so far. Like indoor workouts sound like
I love
a
that.
mood.
I love
Yeah.
incline walks on the treadmill.
I low-key, okay, weirdly, I don't like treadmill.
Why?
That's the most like boring.
Yeah, it's boring. That's what I've also learned. The boring exercises are the best.
I love weights. I can just.
I love weights as well.
I love fucking challenging myself with it.
Yeah.
Today I had such a good session. I'm like furthermore pumped. So it's like the perfect day to even record this
Back
podcast.
before COVID, I
Yeah.
used to lift. Like back in college also, I used to lift. I used to go
that's
with my
nice.
mother because my mama,
Ah.
she's going to gym for 10 years, I guess. And from like
That is
seeing
so
her,
good.
getting up in the morning, getting ready and this, and I'm going to the gym. I'm okay. Then I'm like,
so
do you want to come with me? Then she
Yeah.
took me with her. And then after that,
nice.
when I was like very young, maybe 6th, 7th, she would like gym, and I would there is a machine in the gym, no, where you just like do your sides.
Yeah,
It just rotates.
yeah,
And I
the
would be
torso
on that
rotation.
for 30 minutes. Tick, 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 tick. And that's how I started my gym journey. And
torso
then,
rotation.
and then on the treadmill for like on 2 speed, 1 speed, little this one in my 7th, 8th grade. And mama is like doing exercise with her friends,
So
this and that.
cute.
But then I don't know. She had thyroid actually, and
Okay.
then she had to reduce the weight because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
getting so much.
Yeah.
And then she went into this gym habit. She started weightlifting.
Oh, that's so badass.
She weightlifts. Yeah, and then I was
Love
like,
it.
ooh.
I want to be a mother who weightlifts and her children are like, my mom is a badass.
I flexed
like,
that very hard. Like my mother weightlifts this and that. Yeah.
Yeah, getting back to where the fuck was I?
You were in your college.
Oh yeah, I was. COVID
No,
happened.
Canada.
I'm in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, we are in Canada now.
Came to Canada, and I did read that medical test. I knew, all right, 133 kilos. Well, it's gonna be a hard one, right? But I still just kept that within me. And at this point, I've always had, by the way, like low iron levels. So low iron levels really make you very like tired and low energy as well. So that was there existing, right? And then the super active lifestyle of Canada, and did not go hand in hand. I was very lazy. I'm just gonna say it, very lazy, very lethargic. I'd just be like, yeah, even working from bed, if I'm like editing as well, I'm just there. So I mean, given I was just doing content creation, it's a very sedentary lifestyle. It's just a very you're sitting and making beauty videos, and then you go to your bed and then you edit in bed. So it's very like, yeah, all you do is freaking sit the whole day, right? And I was super not active. And from that to like, literally, I remember last winter, bro, I had to walk from my Airbnb initially when I did not even have a home to this Shoppers. That was a 20-minute walk, and that wasn't like, there wasn't a bus. That 20-minute walk felt so long. I wish I was making this. Which also makes me like so fucking proud. From 20 minutes to 20 kilometers, babe. I'm like, bro. But I swear, and I was so tired. I was pushing myself to those 20-minute walk as a 23-year-old. I'm not able to make it. It's shameful. I'm just gonna say it's something to be concerned of. I was concerned of the fact that the people my age are like active and doing things, and then I genuinely used to get so tired. My body used to hurt so much. I did not genuinely have the energy to do it, and it's not a good feeling as being as young and not being able to do shit, right? Which is why now I value being able to move, and the like movement is a privilege.
Movement is a privilege.
I'm valued so much, and I never thought I would say this. Like, I thank my body. Like, thank you for still working. Honestly, because I've put you through a lot of shit. So thank you, first of all. Nevertheless, that happened and life was going on. But one part of my fitness journey / story that I probably have never mentioned, and is because I think it's very real and it's very hard hitting, and which is why I like have shied away from saying about it. The very cliche heartbreak. So I was in a long distance relationship when I came to Canada with a very average ass dude, and apparently I got cheated on. Like it's funny. If you would have seen the guy, you would be like, you got played on by this guy.
I've seen him.
I mean, you have.
Yeah, I've seen him. He showed me.
Nevertheless, I was a kid. I was so childish at heart. Of course, I was 23, but I was so like childish at heart. Have not seen the world, very cocooned with my friends and family. So just thought everybody is good. And I've genuinely always thought, yeah, sab achhe hi hote hain. But apparently.
But you had a very traumatic childhood experience. Like if I were in your shoes, I were like, dunya is like next level, not kind.
Played by this dude. I was in a new country all by myself, and also trying to pursue a career in content creation and makeup artistry, both careers that are not very stable, freelance in nature. You got to go there and, get work. Nobody knows me. I'm not the shit here as I was, at least back home in India. Like, people knew me. I was getting calls. They were getting work calls, right? My phone did not ring for a while here. And I'm like, geez, kaam nahi aa raha. So which was like, in that state, figuring out, doing odd part-time jobs. I was working at a restaurant, very, very shitty part-time jobs, okay? And in the middle of all this, in this chaos, I have this heartbreak. I've had heartbreaks before as well, but this one really hit deeper. Like, this really made me it made me realize that I've lost myself. I did not lose a guy. I'm like, bro, at this point in life, you just sit down and see around you. You've lost yourself as a person. I think
he was just waiting for you to come here so that he can break up. Like, that's what I feel.
Yeah, I mean,
apparently, like, it's kind of same that happened with me, but like, I think they waited for you to go away so that they can break up.
That's just so sad.
They don't have a courage to like do it when you're there in person, so that you can sort it out.
It is very hard. But it is so important to sit in that. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it is so important to sit in that, to wallow in that, yes. But just make sure that you get out of that.
It is important.
it is so important to process those emotions. What exactly, if you feel wronged, cry it out. If you feel you were wronged, fucking cry it out.
Yeah,
Yell if you have to. Do
Yeah.
whatever you have to heal in those ways. But then make sure you don't get too comfortable in that
In
space.
that
Because
way,
some people
yeah.
do get comfortable with sadness and misery.
Yeah, and then they make it excuse for everything because I had a
Yes.
heartbreak, I
Yeah.
couldn't do this, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, so much happens, dude, in life. In the very previous year, I have been broke. And when I tell you broke, I've had like $200 in my bank account, and my rent is fucking more than $1,000. Like, I did not have rent for next month, and I'm like, I cannot stay broke. I cannot, right? And I'm the kind of person who did not want to ask from family per se, you know, for I'm such a big, like, I'm an adult. I don't want to ask them to, you know, fund me and shit. It was just coming from that place. Gladly I have that they would, but just didn't want to. Nevertheless, was in a very dark place mentally as well. It really, and my health was super bad at this point as well. When I say bad, it's like, so I've had, I developed PCOD. I've not always had it. My periods were super irregular. My hormonal imbalances were off the charts. So I had raging hormones. I had like insane mood swings. I was emotionally eating. I did not do much this time, I'll tell you that. But the initial week or two, definitely I did like emotionally eat. And I just felt like done with this shit. I was like, it's a cycle. You get sad. You do these, you know, go into these negative coping mechanisms. You only have to put a fucking end to it. Because nobody else will.
Yeah.
When I realized when I was here, I'm like, कोई नहीं आ रहा help करने और कोई आएगा भी नहीं. In the most literal way, सही में, like, it is a very empowering yet like making you feel lonely sort of a statement that nobody's coming to save you, girl.
And there is nobody.
There isn't. But it also makes you like feel a little lonely, but at the same time so empowering because you are literally your own savior. So if you do not do it, nobody's coming your way.
Yeah.
When I realized that, I started showing up for myself. I started 2 weeks after that. One day I emotionally ate so much and just lying on my bed feeling like trash. Because after eating so much, you know, the way you feel so heavy and just
I don't like that feeling.
I hate that feeling. Like after you overeaten, I was feeling so shitty, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And around this time as well, I had mad hair fall because of the raging hormones and PCOD. My hormonal health was bad. I had androgenic alopecia, later diagnosed. That is a female pattern hair loss due to hormonal imbalance. So I realized that if it's all going downhill, when life is throwing such hard things at me that I don't have a career, I'm not even able to get what direction should I work on with regards to my career. Should I take a part-time job? Should I, completely focus on college for now? Should I do my content thing? I was so, like, I had in so many minds in different spaces. When life was giving me such hard things, I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to go harder. Like, literally, I was angry. So my workouts and everything and my runs, I started running to begin with. This was around the time, March, April, when... it was just the spring has kicked in and the weather's getting better, right? So last year, March, April, I started going on these walks and runs at length. And I used to feel good after those, right? I used to feel really good after those because it's just a natural thing. You go out for a run. When you're doing it, you might not feel as good. But the moment you finish it, you're like,
Oh, no, I love running. I love
good.
running. I used to run on treadmill. It's like back in India, when I had a trainer, I used to run on 10 speed, 12 speed for like sprinting, right?
Yeah,
and then slow down, sprint, then slow down. You feel like dying in the moment, but after effect, you're like, wow,
So
this
good.
feels so good. So I've always loved running.
And that was like, I started enjoying this. Like, it did not even started with the intention of weight loss. It started with the intention of get your shit together. And I will never not be inspired by that Gurishka, honestly. Like, I don't know what she had in her, bro. She had a lot of rage. I think when you talk about femininity, right, we talk about the softness of it, how, the feminine energy. But if one dives into and taps into that female rage, there's no bitch like that.
That's a disaster.
That is,
it's like it's end of the world.
It's end of the world,
Yeah,
bro.
know.
And when I tapped into and channeled that female rage, that feminine rage that I have. Even my playlist, like fucking my running playlist is like just bam, like it's
Yeah, mine is also as well. It's Gasolina's, Bob Beat
Yeah.
songs,
Yeah.
like the one that will just
it's
make your ears bleed.
beats, and it's very lyrical, and it's the things that hit
Hit
hard.
hard. No, that's on me.
That's me. That was me actually. Now I'm doing it from much of a happier space, but that was me for sure. That really gave me the push to put my running shoes on and freaking go at it.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, so that's how I started with these long mental health walks. And a bunch of traumatic shit happened with the
Yeah.
previous housemates and all those things as well, right? So I used to just try to keep my workout outdoors because I enjoyed it as well. So that was really fun. And that happened for a good stretch of like 3 months. Then I started using the college gym because I did not think that I could commit to a gym membership just yet. So alongside running, I would train like 2 to 3 days a week that I'm on campus at the college gym. And just to get a hang of the machines again, because it's been again years since I had weight trained and lifted and all that kind of stuff. So I started doing that. I was very, however, conscious and of the fact that I never told anyone that I'm on a weight loss journey.
That's, I think, the best thing you should do. But I think
Yeah.
also opposite, when you announce it to the world,
And you're accountable in
you're
a way, I get
accountable.
it.
So it's like two sides.
It's very personal. Why I did not, because I have tried to lose weight
Yeah,
countless number of times.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so this time around I was like, I'll chup chop, like in silence in my own little corner. I'll work on myself. If I get better and if the outcome is there, it will be for the world to see.
Yeah.
But which is why low-key, when people now see the results or the transformation, they're like, I'm like, thank you. It's just that I know the day to day.
Yeah.
It's like I know day to day how it was to really keep showing consistently when I did not see results clearly, right? You don't. After one workout, after two workouts,
you don't.
after freaking even weeks of workouts. But I still kept showing up because it felt right. It felt like at least I'm doing something right. I was not result driven. I was like, I want to feel more active and I wanted to feel stronger, which are the two things I never had initially. Remember, initially it was just to be skinny, just to be smaller.
For most part on the internet, when people see transformations like yours as well, their materialistic goal is to look good,
Yeah.
to be skinny.
Yeah.
But I feel it should be more of how you feel
Most definitely.
inside. I've been always a chubby kid, right? But now I feel good in my body. So I think there should be a comfortable weight that you need to find out. Because when you go very skinny, then you look very bad. Like you look,
It's not even about looking, but you're not healthy. The correct, like,
it could be healthy. I've seen drastic changes.
Okay.
I have seen drastic changes and people are healthy, but then they're very skinny. And then it doesn't look good. Like, you have an optimum weight.
I get you, but then honestly, as far as they are in a healthy BMI, that is like muscle mass to fat
Yeah.
ratio, I think that should be good enough.
That should be good.
Yeah.
But I think moving your number one goal, moving your body, number one priority. I was the same as you. If I missed him, I don't go anywhere. I'm like, if I have missed him, there's nothing else to do. But then I started walking. I started at home
there's so
workouts. I
much,
started yoga. I started a lot of things like moving around the house, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Then my father told me to have more fiber in your diet.
Yeah.
So my father has been the diet
Yeah, he's
person
the
in our
nutrition,
family.
yeah.
So he's that, don't eat this, do not eat that.
Yeah.
So we never had cokes or sodas in our house because if my father saw, like, no. So we never had that.
Yeah.
We never had the sugary things. We never had snacks in our home. We had like a gluten-free dietary snack. You know
Love
what kind?
that.
Healthy.
Look, yeah,
Beetroot
that's my
parotha. So beetroot
Nice.
roti, palak roti, like
Nice.
everything healthy.
Nice.
Bajra, no wheat, no rice.
Yeah.
That extreme level of thing after COVID happened.
Yeah.
But then I was reading a book yesterday and I posted a story about it. I'm reading a book for the 4-hour work week. It's a very nice book. And there was a line in a para in that book. It said, realistic or moderate goals will only take you to a certain level, like level 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But having unrealistic goals will take you to far level that you have not even think of or thought of. Because bigger goals have less competition. Like if you think big,
Most definitely.
The people around in that competition, there is no.
Yeah.
If you think mediocre, there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
And if you think below that, like, why are you even thinking? Right? So
Yeah.
that really hit me hard yesterday.
Yeah.
Ki if we are thinking, then we should. I think you thought about
Most
that
definitely.
goal.
Yeah.
Unrealistic.
It
and
seemed
then
like
the adrenaline rush in you.
Yeah.
That just made
Yeah.
you lose a lot of weight with a good thing. But I think a lot of things have changed also, habits as well.
Most definitely. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not only the 1 hour workout and the eating clean that helped me. It is me making sure I create an entire active lifestyle around it.
Yeah.
And like consciously make cleaner edit. So I am very much into like whole foods, aka I don't want to have anything processed as much as I can avoid it, and I genuinely enjoy it. I'm not restricting or dying or like doing a rigorous diet. There is no diet. I do not track my calories, but I have a general idea of, okay, if I've like used these ingredients in this thing, like as blah blah, so it's approximately as many calories. So I intuitively eat. So I make sure the center of my dish is protein. Then there's a little bit of like unrefined carb source, and then there's veggies and fiber. So that's how I curate my plate. I make sure there are these three
Yeah,
elements.
that's a portion of the plate.
Yes, I make
know.
sure like, and even if it's like a freaking toast, it's like, okay, so the multigrain bread toast, the slice is carb, then I gotta have my protein in terms of maybe eggs, and then I'll make sure I add some sort of fiber, nuts, seeds, some sort of a veggie thingy alongside. That's a complete meal in
That's a
itself as well.
complete meal,
You
yeah,
don't
I
need to always make a fancy little bowl.
I know.
But just like think of these elements when you're making your plate. And that's the only sort of tip that I'm going to give, because I'm not a certified professional to give out any tips.
But
and
also
I
I
don't
think
want
being
to.
a brown, like being from brown family, Asian family, we have a lot of carbs in our diet every day. Dal, roti, chawal, dal, roti, dal. Like this only carbs only.
Yeah.
So like it is a lot of struggle to include protein in your day-to-day life because you're not taught.
We're not, for sure.
We're conditioned to eat very comfortable food.
Yeah, I mean, low-key, a lot of people might get offended, but it is a fact that the South Asian regular, general, cliche diet does lack protein.
I think more North Indian, even South Indian, they eat a lot of non-veg, beef, chicken. So they have their protein. But I think in the North Indian side, it's more of
I think it's low-key both, because again, this classic South Indian breakfast.
I have my South friends, like they eat a lot of protein, bro.
No, but I'm generally talking about the classic South Indian breakfast per se. Okay, that's actually super specific.
That's very personal. But overall, generally, we North Indians eat less protein because we're so conditioned to eat butter chicken, naan, dal, and all of that thing. But
Most
I think it works.
Being someone who has clinically diagnosed ADHD, I have a very funny brain. But this year, I think I've hacked my brain, and I'll say it very proudly.
How?
Because I've hacked my brain in terms of that I know I love a good challenge. I know the dopamine kick that I get out of setting a certain goal and like crushing at it.
But isn't that also a normal brain?
That's also everybody. But okay, it's super again.
Like also if I set a goal, I have to achieve that. Otherwise, I go mad.
Yeah, it's also very nuanced in a way. Yeah, sure, there are a lot of people who get a kick out of it, most definitely. But okay, being neurodivergent and okay, so generally in our brains, less dopamine is produced as compared to the normal average population. Okay. So it's like these tricks we need to also like genuinely set up to make sure we do the thing. Again, I guess neurodiversity in itself is very vast, so I don't want to dwell in that. But generally saying per se, so I love setting a good goal and a challenge for myself and crushing at it. So I think I made those daily goals, and I used to. There's a lot of like positive self-talk it came from a place of a lot of positive self-talk, in a way that I see myself as a freaking star. I always have. I told you my friends and family talk to me in that way, in those words, and I have always imagined that. So I would challenge my own self, like my own head. I'd be like, you think you're so cool, right? Let's go for a 10K run. Let's hit some, let's get at least 10 kilometers down. And then I would do 10, and I'm like, I'm not super tired yet. Let's aim for like 12. Let's try to go for 15 today. Let's do 18, and then I had 20, and I'm like, like new PRs in it, you know, my own head, and it felt fucking good. So it's like me myself making these goals, and you know, it felt like a video game after a point. Like, oh, I unlocked level 1. Now I set up another, like I curated a whole level 2 to unlock, and then level 3. But this again did not happen overnight. It started with correcting, including more mobility, more movement with my walks and runs, then slowly making changes with food. Because if I went from like the trash I was eating to like a very, you know, rigorous diet the very next day,
the body
it would
crash.
so not be sustainable. I made sure I make little changes. I made sure I'm like, I educated myself a bit better about nutrition.
It's very important.
It's very important.
So please educate yourself about nutrition or nutrition diets, whatever that is. It's very important.
And once we're just not even to lose weight, but if you want for like to be healthier.
Because everything is processed. Everything is processed.
Try to like have at least 80% of your diet from whole foods.
That's my father's.
Cooked meals. Like I am that, bro. I meal prep. My landlady the other day texted me. I'm like, I'm so sorry today I took too long to meal prep. Like I took a good 3-4 hours because I was filming as well. So she's like, I know you cook up a storm on Sundays. I'm much aware, bro. Yeah, I do. I literally like spend like 2, 3, 4 hours in the kitchen, but I cook for the week. I literally pack lunches for myself because I want to make sure I'm on track.
I really want to do that, but I live with my roommates and we have like turns in cooking, right?
Yeah.
And somewhat I feel that I am not made for that diet.
That's
like
all
whatever
right.
they have made, but then we cook together, we do everything together, like we do groceries as well together, right? So it doesn't make sense like
That's a different equation,
going out of a way to do
get
that.
it.
But I really want to have more protein and fiber. I love chicken salad. I love chicken salad.
I love that as well.
I I can eat that like 3 times a day and I'll be like, wow, give me one more. And I didn't like salads at all.
That's me. I despise salads as well. And now my favorite snack is fucking baby carrots. And baby carrots here are so yum, by the way.
It is.
Like back, I went to India just like, you know, last month, and I was like, the carrots don't taste good there. I'm just gonna say.
It is. I love baby carrots as
This
well.
is such a yum snack. I love it.
Yeah, my snack is baby carrots half and
Yeah.
half blueberries.
Ooh.
So that's a very nice
Nice.
combination. Try that.
I
Like
bet.
antioxidants
and with Greek yogurt it would be yum. I
try
bet.
that. Like just
Because I
dip it
do,
in it.
I bet. I've been wow, from being a person who would not have any veggies to like me getting like have you seen the veggie tray that you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it like
yeah,
I get that, and I make sure I eat all of those in a week,
Which is very nice.
which is very nice. It's a kilo or 1.5 kilos of like different veggies, and so I made sure I do these things. I tell my mother I've become my own mother now.
Which
I
is
make
good.
sure I include vegetables in my diet. I'm packing my lunches.
That will take you so long.
I know, right?
This age,
Yeah.
if you take care of your body, it will take you so
Exactly.
long. You remember I was mentioning Saket's podcast to you, like Ranveer Alabadia's.
you did. Uh-huh.
I watched that podcast and that guy is 22 or 21. He's a Gen Z and
didn't know
that guy is
that.
so sorted.
I think I need to watch it.
He is so... that's why I asked you, have you watched?
Yeah,
because
I
you would
haven't just
relate
yet.
to that so much
will.
since you are in this journey, right?
Right.
He was telling a lot of things that our generation is doing
Yeah.
wrong in regards to diet, this and that. He's 21, he's Gen Z. I don't Gen Alpha, Gen Z. And he's so disciplined with his routine.
Interesting.
He's so disciplined with his routine. And now
gotta check that.
started meditation and all of that.
That is so nice.
And that was like what you eat in the morning, no? The chai biscuit and all of that's 1,000 calories. And I was
Yeah.
eating that on Sunday and watching that. And it felt so personal. I was like, bro, you don't have to come at me like this today because Sunday is the only thing.
Yeah,
I'll binge
yeah.
it or something, whatever that is.
That's all right.
But
I
then-
have my fun as well, but it's not that I'm this weirdly. There's also okay. So one thing I think I mentioned in the last pod as well. Discipline is good until and unless you don't forget to live life.
Yeah.
Again, routine is good until and unless you're not forgetting to live life as well. So I think an 80-20 balance, but since I was in the journey, I was definitely sticking to more of a 90-10, I'm going to be honest. And also because I was not telling anybody that I am actually dieting or, I'm trying to lose weight or whatever. Whenever I used to go out, I used to eat normally. I used to not do any nakra. I used to not do like any that I will not have this or that. I acted as normally as they perceived me, just because I wanted, it was super personal to me what I was trying to do. And again, because somewhere wasn't sure if I'll be able to again.
no,
I didn't
I
want to make a fool of myself.
Yeah.
I literally announced on my stories as well a lot of times, 2021, 2022, hey, gym day 3, day 4, going yada yada yada. And then after day 14
I also
max.
used to do that, but then after a week I forgot to update, and then 2 weeks, 2
Yeah.
days I didn't go. I'm like, oh shit.
I just feel stupid. If I get like pull up my old stories, I'm like, hey, I'm doing keto and this. I've done everything under the umbrella, which is why I'm like, I've said it
Yeah.
so many times. Now,
I
chop chop.
understand. Yeah.
Let's try to actually put in the work and people like let it speak for itself. Let the hard work
I've
speak
never
for
been
itself.
regular with my workouts after being
Yeah.
here. But then I think I read that same thing: mobility, movement in your
Movement
body.
in your body, for
So just
sure.
small goals every day.
It all adds up. That's why
It
I
all
was,
adds
I was
up.
saying it my the other day in a video as well, that I would purposely get 2 stops like before my house just to get the 30-minute walk in,
Yeah.
because I'm like, after like having an 8-hour long shift in retail, my feet are dying. I am barely standing, but if I walk, like, if you're in motion and you continue that motion, I still can. But if I get the bed and if I
Yeah.
sit, I am not
That's
getting up.
then it's done. Yeah,
Then
that's
it's
so
done.
true.
Then I'm done for the day. So I
Yeah.
would make sure just before, like, get 30-35 minutes before my get off my house, before my house, and just walk back home.
Yeah, I also walk to my
Purposely,
gym.
yeah.
It's 20 minutes walk from my
Yeah.
house. So I walk
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah.
I have my like cardio done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I walk at downtime whenever I'm here.
Yeah.
So whenever we're going places, we always walk.
Even the studio per se, it's like a good 25-27 minute walk from the
Yeah.
Union Station. Not today because it's pretty cold.
It's cool, but
mostly
generally
I walk.
Because you don't feel like you're walking in downtown.
Honestly, you really
it's very
don't feel
stimulating. All of things happening around you. You don't
Right?
feel like you're like walking. But in
Yeah.
summer, it's such a good time. There's so many sports in summers. I'm really looking forward
Yeah,
to
I'm
that.
really looking
I went to
forward
play
as well.
badminton the other day, like 2 hours for badminton.
That's good. How was it?
I loved it. It was so nice, like
good.
the workout. But I wasn't sweating. That's the thing. I need to sweat. That's my like toxic trait of me, like
Okay,
fitness.
got
I
it.
need to sweat. Otherwise, I won't feel I've done anything.
I get you. Okay, funny enough, that reminds me of so at least I used to think, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, if anybody, me or whatever, losing fat, how does the fat go, right? It's so stupid. So I used to think that
It
it's
melts.
no, I used to think that it's like we sweat it out or like we probably urinate. But apparently I googled, so don't get me on this. I guess I don't remember the percentages very clearly. 70% or 90%, either of those is via carbon dioxide. Like your body breaks down those cells and you breathe it out.
I think the metabolism, like it gets
It's-
faster. Then you like breathe faster also. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Not sure of that though. But just generally, like how, so it's
Really?
only like 3% or 4% that's like via sweating, and the other 6-7% via urinating. But like a good chunk, like 70 or 90, either of those percentages, that was like just carbon dioxide. Like
didn't
how
know
does
that.
we lose? I didn't know that either. That's a very interesting
cool.
fact I found. I was like, oh, I just exhaled my fat.
Very good. Also, on the other note, you should try Pilates as well at home.
I've been told
the
that.
other day.
Yeah,
Who I told you?
I've been told that, but a lot of people, they are like, that humbles gym girlies.
It humbled me, bro. I am a gym girly for 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I've been going through and through. I know every exercise there. Like
Yeah.
then I started doing Pilates, my body was like shaking. I
Low-key
did
love
not
it.
have the stability because it's a very low intensity workout. It focuses so much. Like when we do gym, we're like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like very slow. And then you feel that in your muscles,
Yeah,
right?
you feel the burn and everything.
And then I did Pilates in the morning, and now my back is hurting because I felt that in my back. I was like, bro, this is not for me. But after I did a 1 month Pilates on YouTube. Like if somebody's not going, it's so expensive to do
Yeah,
Pilates.
the classes and
it is
the
so
fancy
expensive. So I
stuff.
did at home to just try it out. Let me see how it goes.
Yeah.
So when I started on day 1, dead. I was like, I cannot do it. But day 2, dead. Day 3, dead. Day 4, dead. 1 weekend, I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't do this. But then now, my formation
sounds
is
good.
chef's kisses. I'm so proud ki wow, I
Love
can
that
do
for you.
that. And then he did that. Then she did a very like outer moves where you have to like stretch your body and also move your body. I wasn't
so
able to do
good.
that. I did that today, and I'm
Bro.
like, bro,
Love
this is
it.
nice. I'll do
Love it.
another month Pilates at home.
Right.
And also, I like when you hack your brain.
Yeah.
The next thing, like when you get up, you go to gym.
Yeah.
Right?
Right
In your
after.
half sleep,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go to gym.
Yeah,
I
I
get
do.
up, I put my yoga mat and I do Pilates.
That is so good. I think
In my
it's
house,
so
if I do
good.
that.
It's so good. It's so good to get it done first thing in the morning.
You're
Because
good to go.
like everybody's brains, I mean, it's is so good at making excuses through the day. It's always, especially with like me and this kind of the nature of my work, I'm like, oh, but I'll miss on work, I'll miss on that, and you know, this and that if I go and include a 2-hour workout break in between. But I'm like, no, but just get it done first thing in the morning, so you don't have this question through the day.
Through the day.
So I'm like, my day starts at 8, not because I get up at 8, because I get up at freaking, like, I'm in the gym at 6.
Yeah.
I leave at 7:30. I get my half an hour shower, and then 8 o'clock
Your
my day starts.
My day starts at 9. Like where I do Pilates, my morning routine. You know,
Fair.
slow morning. Love it.
Love it.
That's why I need my slow morning. That's the only thing. So
Love
I think this podcast was nice.
It was
I
really
love
nice.
it.
I loved it as well. One thing, if anybody is looking for, I don't know, this is a personal recommendation, and if anybody is looking for a workout motivation sort of an audio, there is this really, really good 3 episodes podcast by the Jai Singh Show. Episode 1, 2, and 3, they are 4 to 7 minutes each. Not much, not long clips. They're just like on Spotify. It is so good. Anytime I don't have it in me to push through, I put that on, and I am automatically, my headset is on, and I wear my gym shoes and I'm headed. Like it's really, really good. I'll actually link it in the description because I genuinely just want to give a shout because the stuff is pure.
Does he shout at you for 4 minutes?
No, he doesn't. He tells you some really hard-hitting facts and shit. Like, I mean, if you probably because I've come from a very deep, dark shit sort of a place, so it really resonates. I'm not even gonna pretend.
But that's nice.
The way he tells that, sure, you're failing, but what if where you want to walk to, you have to walk through failure? And that is something I accepted this year, because I failed so much this year in multiple aspects of my life, not just fitness, career, especially career wise, and trying so many work related things and job opportunities. And I'm like, I got so rejected so much. I'm like, what if I was meant to fail? That's okay. What if like it's building my character to then further as and when I get a certain role or get in a certain
that's
position.
true.
It's really building your character.
And when
It's
you
really,
are a student, it just hits very hard.
it hits very hard, and then I'm like, what if I'm meant to fail? What if my hair was meant to fall, dude? Like I've lost like more than half my hair at this point.
I think it's just a Punjabi saying, "Jo hona hai, hona hai, wahi."
जो होना
जो
है,
रब
I'm
दे
like,
हाथ.
हाँ, so वही वाली बात है कि external variable, the one you cannot control,
Yeah.
accept that and just focus on the one you can control.
True.
I couldn't control my genetics. I couldn't control my hormones, right? But I could in a way control, okay, what am I doing to my body actively?
Yeah.
Beat activity, beat what I'm consuming, right? So I focused on those things. The ones that are not in your control, you really can't do anything about it other than stressing about it, which is going to further make it worse. So let's not. Just accepting that some things just are and work around it. You gotta work your way around it, and that's the only way up. And
Okay.
Thank you for this podcast. It was really nice, honestly speaking, today. Just really felt like shared a big chunk of my life.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. I think we have to talk more about self-love, self-development in some episode.
We will. Actually, there's so much more to talk about that we'll definitely do like another episode for it all together. And
That's it for now,
That's all for
guys. I
now.
need my coffee. Sorry. Bye.
Sim is just waiting for a coffee at this
Yeah. Bye.
point. Bitch, bye.